begin, let's change our and rename it with your name and your company name. And this session will be recorded. Okay, let's begin. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Female Founders Networking session. I am Emily Chin, your host for tonight. And together with Lily, we are so happy to have you with us. If you have any questions during this session, feel free to type in the message box. Lily will go through all your messages. Mission of our group is to connect female founders and provide supportive environment to discuss and overcome our challenges together. Tonight's session, we'll be discussing about how to grow our business from women perspective, topics for discussion, finding our why, conquering our fear, partnerships and growth, brand and marketing, balancing responsibilities, last but not least, followed by Q&A session. Your participation and question will be the juice for this networking session. Joining us tonight, we have a special guest, mentor who have walked this path of entrepreneur journey from home kitchen to building her group of companies. Let's welcome founder of Juiceria, Anabelle Co-Martinent. Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Anabelle. We are so glad to have you with us despite your busy schedule. Can you share with us what compelled you to want to do this session with us today, Anabelle?
Now it's my turn. Okay, so hi, everybody. Hello, ladies. It's a hi. So it's a nice evening to see everybody and people that I know and mostly I don't know. And how I wished, back 10 years ago when I left my corporate life that I had this kind of group, because I would have had the chance to ask my silly questions, my insecure questions. But at that time, I didn't have this luxury. So when this chance came about, I was, very happy. And I said, let me do it. I want to do it. Don't plan so much. They were, we're going to need time. I said, no, don't plan. Just put it out there and then we'll just see how many comes. And it's just a sharing, right? I don't want to over prepare anything. And I think if you are doing side hustles now and you are an entrepreneur or even in corporate, you would know that in many businesses, you don't prepare so much. By the time you prepare, it's already too late. Things are going really fast. So I'm glad I'm here and I'm happy to see all of you. And I'm really hoping that in this session, hopefully one or two or even three of you would just take away that very clear message that we are women and we can do, limitless possibilities. And two, at the end of the session, I hope you don't be shy, typical Asians. We are like, we wait until the first one goes and, me. So yeah, just ask away. No question is silly or, not related. So ask anything.
Okay, thank you, Anabelle. Yes, we learn from you. Just take action and quickly do it. That's why we are here tonight after just 1 week of discussion. Okay, Anabelle, I also watch some of your videos on YouTube. I admire your confident presence on screen. And at the same time, I also curious what actually happened behind those scenes. Were you afraid or what's your feelings? And in particular of your interview in NTV7, the breakfast show back in 2010, you were the senior product marketing manager of Microsoft Malaysia. Then after a while, in 2013, your very first video for La Juiceria, you were alone in your home kitchen with your juicer. That was a drastic change. What happened between those years, which motivated you for that career shift, leaving your comfortable high position career in corporate, while then that you start your own business? What makes that change?
So that's two questions. Okay, first question on interviews. This one I always want to share to not just women, to everyone who needs to present. So not everyone has the skilled confidence to kind of speak in front of people, in front of the camera, or even take photos of themselves. I always just give the same kind of message to anyone who's scared, even to myself. So I think in the last 15 years, so I've been doing corporate for the last 15 years, and I've done a lot of presentations from 10 people to 100 people to 3,000 people. So at the end of the day, if you're scared, you know, like, I'm going to go out there, just think of this. Doesn't matter if it's one, doesn't matter if it's 1,000. They are human. They are humans. Human, which means they are like me. Number two, all these humans out there, they eat, pee, sleep, and shit like me. So with that in mind, I go out and I said, I just do it. So, I mean, there were moments when I was younger. Of course, you still get the jitters, you get the like, duk, 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 duk. So you just, and then you think, they are human, they're like me, there's no difference. And I'm the expert out here telling them what it is, right? So when you gain that moment of realization that they're human, I'm the one with the information, you go out there, you will have the confidence. The first moment will be you're getting a foothold, but the next 1 minute after that is gonna be easy. So take note of that, because it's usually when we have fear. So fear will be a big topic today. It's when we have fear that we suddenly forget our lines, suddenly couldn't introduce ourselves really well. And I always encourage that memorize your introduction. Memorize it so well. Like I remember when I had to do this many times over in all kinds of presentations. In the car, I'm driving to the place, I memorize my first line, because that gives you confidence that the moment you get out, like, oh my God, there's so many of them. Oh my God. But you memorize the first line, right? So then by the time that you already settled your eyesight, settled down on the lighting, everything, you're already confident. You're ready to talk about the other things. So it helped me. And it helped other people when I shared it with them. So I said, look, they're human. They shit like you. No difference. Let's go do it. So that's my tip on presentation. And on the other note, so how did I become, so first, I'm not Malaysian. I'm from Manila. Manila with a China passport, moved to Singapore, married to French, ended up in KL. So it's been 14 years in Kuala Lumpur, and I really love this place. Singapore is nice, but everything was like very uptight. And here, everyone, I feel like, I walk around, everyone thinks I'm a Malaysian. And you feel very welcome. So when I just arrived, first 6 months, I was a housewife, newly married. And then eventually I found a job in Microsoft because of the job that I had in Manila, which is very close to it. I used to work for Nokia mobile phones. I used to work for Hewlett Packard back then for the printer division. So when I came here, it was easy. So went into Microsoft. I learned firsthand how Malaysians are, right? Because I worked with them. So it was really great. Then I was interviewed on BFM and then also on the TV, some of the NTP7 for Microsoft. And eventually that, as you go along, women, we all have our goals and we also have our time. Time is ticking. This is the difference with men. And the reason why in the corporate ladder, we see a lot of men is because they have no concept of their time. They're there, they climb the ladder, they continue. So I was there climbing my ladder, 3 years in Microsoft, happily, good salary, good perks, everything. Then I had my daughter. So when I had my daughter, it was okay, first child, right? Like, oh, so this is motherhood. Okay, it's okay. But the moment she turned 1, 1 year old. You just realize like, oh my God, this is a human. She was walking, talking to me, and you're like, I don't want to become the director. I don't want to become the managing director. Why am I here? Why am I here? You know, you suddenly have a concept of time. So that was what prompted me to leave without a job. And Microsoft is a very, if you ever want a job, you know, Microsoft is a really good company. They didn't want me to leave. They gave me 3 months leave to think about it. And they said, don't worry, Anabelle, it's mommy blues. It's your first time to be a mommy. It's mommy blues. So take 3 months off. I took 3 months off and I didn't go back. So the reason why I left was 2 things. If I am not going to be the one on top, then why am I here climbing the ladder? 2 is I had this urge to be an entrepreneur. And I think to give perspective as a background, I grew up watching my mom being an entrepreneur. She never worked for anyone. So back in the Philippines, the small Chinese population, most of the time runs a business. So I watched my mom work. My mom and dad back then, eventually they separated when I was about a teenager. So my mom ran a factory. She worked her ass off and she had to provide for 3 daughters and I was the eldest. So watching my mom work so hard will make you the opposite. I wanted to be in corporate. I didn't want to be an entrepreneur at that time. I want to be as far away from entrepreneurship as possible because I saw how hard it was. No glamour, no perks, no flights, no hotels, nothing, right? Entrepreneurship is what it is and you know it. So I had a 15-year journey in corporate life. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed flying around. I enjoyed all the forward thinking and the thoughts, the things that you exchanged with other people who are smarter than you, who are around the world, who are not, you know, conformed in Asia, like how we as Asians are usually timid, you know, we're shy. We don't really say our mind immediately. So if you are in corporate now, don't regret because that moment that you are taking from the corporate is such a treasure, right? You are learning so many things in a large scale without burning your money. So I learned so many things using so much money of Microsoft, the money of HP, the money of Nokia to run marketing. So I graduated psychology and marketing management, but that is school, right? So the whole practice of marketing came from working for them and using their money to learn along the way. So if you're in corporate now, don't see it as being trapped or you're still there or you're still stuck. See it as, wow, I'm still here. I am going to learn everything I can learn. Like you're paying me to learn all these things, right? So see it from that perspective, then you will really enjoy, right? While you're planning side hustle, you're planning your next move. And if you are married, the next requirement is your husband better be supportive. Because if not, if you have a doubter, you have a complainer, you have a critical guy, you know, bringing you down, it's going to be tough. So if you are still single and available or single about to be married, this is very important. You need to ensure that you see the respect of that person because it's not just about love. Love is you know, you fell in love, you know, 2 of you build a home together, but it's when they have respect that you will see that they will support you all the way. So imagine Anabelle at, I think I was maybe 35. Anabelle 35 wanted to quit her job with no other job waiting behind, wanting to leave her career because, honey, I have this urge. I know I'm built to do something great, but I don't know what it is. So for 6 months, he listened again and again until he said, you know what, honey, I have just do what you want. And then this is where the fear goes away. What is the worst case scenario? Just do what you want. What is the worst case scenario? So think about it. What was the worst case? So I said, well, the worst case is I leave, and then I can't figure out what I want to do. Then I go back to Microsoft and tell them I want a job. Okay, doesn't sound so bad, right? You're right. It's not so bad, you know? Let me prepare my resignation letter. So then I started. So it gives you courage to know it's not going to be so bad if you try this thing, right? So that is one way of helping you make that decision. Of course, don't just make decisions without analyzing your financial standing. You have to be practical and realistic. So of course we had that discussion. What happens? So suddenly there's no income from my side, right? So there are a lot of sacrifices, and I think all entrepreneurs who gave up their full-time job will understand this. I suddenly became Anabelle, not from Microsoft, just Anabelle, with nothing. I suddenly looked at prices at the grocery. I suddenly knew prices of the coffee that I was buying, which I used to just flash my credit card. And you suddenly realize, okay, if I'm not going to be income generating, I'm going to be also toning down many, many things. So that 2 years of, it took me 2 years, by the way. Resign today. Before I got to La Juiceria, it was a 2-year journey. So on the first year, I was a soft skills trainer. A fellow Microsoft colleague left Microsoft and did soft skills training. So I was paid by the day, and I did that to keep busy, to keep this brain busy, because otherwise I would be at home talking to my 1-year-old daughter and my helper while husband was at work, right? So wait. I have to have intelligent conversations. Okay, I'll be a trainer. Tell me what I need to do and I'll go deliver it. So I delivered training to AirAsia, Hong Leong Bank, and DG. And that was 1 year. 1 year, it was good pay, but I didn't leave for this. So eventually, being interviewed on BFM as Microsoft before, I became friends with Frida. And so she wrote to me and said, "You're not working?" I said, "No, I'm figuring things out. How about you become a radio producer for me and do interviews?" I said, "Okay, now sounds good." So I went on BFM. You'll hear some of my awful interviews still on the podcast. I had 6 months with them interviewing entrepreneurs, big and small, like really small ones, really, struggling ones who were just on their way. And it just sealed the fact that the message was the same. Anabelle, all their stories are man, woman, old, rich, whatever race they were. It's going to be hard, but it's going to be worth it. So I said, okay, it's sealing the fact that I'm going to be an entrepreneur, but what am I going to be? So after that, after 6 months, I said, sorry, guys, I can't do this anymore. I didn't quit my job to become a radio host. So I said, it's great. It led me to my journey and I need to move on. So after that, I spoke to my mom. Then I got pregnant. I wanted to have a second one.
You have another pregnancy.
Yes, I had another pregnancy. And it was during this second pregnancy that I started the company. So don't ever think that if you have a baby, that will stop you, because it only makes you stronger, a better planner, a woman who is, more energy and more because you are really like the hormones is just all over the place, right? So when I got pregnant with my second one, that's when the whole juice cleanse was happening around the world. And in the Philippines, of course, I was getting news from my mom. In the Philippines, the whole juice industry was growing. And so I realized nobody had it in Malaysia. So I was like, in a hurry, come on, baby, come out soon. And I couldn't even do a juice cleanse myself because I was pregnant. So guess who was my guinea pig? My husband.
Wow.
Yeah.
You have a supportive husband.
The supportive husband, yes. So he and let me warn you guys, in case any of you will be dating white men, eventually. French people, white people living in Asia for more than 10 years are just not built to eat rice. So over the 10 years of marriage, he started to get a little,
Because of the rice?
because of the way we eat, right? It's very different from what they do. So eventually, by the time that I had my second baby, he was, he when I was pregnant, he was getting bigger, bigger, bigger. I was buying him new pants, So I remember that moment. And eventually, he did 3 weeks of juice cleanse. So I said, oh my God, nobody did this kind of company before. Let me quickly put the brand together, the formula, the bottles, the sticker design, and I needed somebody to validate the concept, right? So 3 weeks he went to work, 3 weeks no food, 3 weeks he was just drinking juice, and within 3 weeks he lost 8 kilos.
Wow, just 3 weeks.
Yes, just 3 weeks. So 3 weeks he had his tumbler, everything going to work, and so eventually this theory works. The branding is all set. The sticker is all ready. The name of the 6 juices is all ready. And I was on my cesarean week. And I said, okay. And while I was pregnant, knowing that entrepreneurship is lonely, I spoke to many Malaysians, from close friends to not so close friends to people who were doing business. And this is the part where I wish I had this group, because I was Anabelle randomly talking to people and saying, I've got this concept. What do you think? Why did you get into business? What struggles did you have? So it was like struggling to find people, but you guys have each other. So that network alone will already advance you much more faster than where I was, back 10 years ago. So the one advice that, at the end of all my talking to people, I didn't find one partner at all, completely none. And so I was on my 8, like last trimester, I went to see Frida and I said, how's that? I know I want Malaysian partners, but I can't find any. And she said, don't worry, Annabelle. If you can't find one, you pay for one. We get a business coach for you. At least you have someone to bounce ideas off. So when she told me that, I said, okay, you're right. I'm about to deliver soon. I'm going to do this, whatever it takes, even if I had to pay for somebody to listen to me and give me advice. So I did that. And lo and behold, on the week of my cesarean, my daughter was starting her first international school. I had no family here except for my helper and my husband. So we decided to call an online vegetable delivery that will deliver every week so that our ecosystem is complete. And that random call that I did, the guy came to deliver, looked like a nice Chinese guy. Then I said, could you deliver every week to me these like organic this and that? And he said, why? I said, well, I'm gonna make a juice company, but it's something that Malaysians haven't seen yet. He said, what kind? Oh, you are interested, is it? I said, I know, no. You see, I'm gonna be cesarean tomorrow, but give me your card. I took his card. 8 years after, here we are, business partner, him. He brought his friend along, and the 3 of us have been together ever since. So this lesson, when I shared with people, I know that there's some people who ask about partnerships. This is typically what people would ask me, when we do some talks. Partnership is not always about being, friends that you know. It's not always family. In fact, family is a tough one. But partnership is when you have this like-minded, the same goal, but make sure your partner is not exactly like you. Because if you both want to do marketing and nobody wants to do operations, then that business is doomed to fail, right? So if you do find, your friend, um, if you do have somebody else, try to make sure that it's complementary, not the same, because otherwise nobody will do accounting, nobody will do the other work, while the other one is, you're all crowding to the same thing, right? So that's why, hence, sometimes friends is not the best, because you're friends for a reason. You have the same interests, you have the same likes, and it doesn't mean a stranger cannot also become a partner. So it's down to pure luck. It's down to how you also nurture the relationship. Just like a marriage, right? Two strangers meet, you start to like each other. Eventually, when it comes to marriage, it's about compromising, it's about agreeing, it's changing your habits, because it's already, in paper. So that's how partnership works. So they became my partners, and eventually, from being interviewed on NTV7 as Microsoft, next thing you know, then I interviewed people on BFM, and then next thing you know, I was making YouTube videos of myself giving away the recipe, because my thinking was, always operate based on abundance. People ask me, weren't you afraid you were giving away your recipe online? I said, no, look, everyone knows that there's pasta recipes, like gazillions of it. And yet, you and I will go out for a pasta dish, over someone's birthday or a meeting. So it's the same concept, right? Don't worry about competition. Don't worry about giving away information, because in today's time, if you don't want to tell me that answer, I can Google it and I'll find it out myself. So hence, this type of sharing is the same. If I didn't share today, if you're self-motivated, you go and look at other women around the world. There are so many successful women. Take that as your inspiration, because they're openly sharing, right? Either they're on Instagram, they're on YouTube, they have books, they have podcasts. It's up to you to absorb all of that.
Wow, interesting. And from what you're sharing, I noticed that you must take action immediately. Like from the moment that you know that juicing is the right time, you quickly take the challenge and just do it and don't waste any much time. Then you can have it and you achieve it. And with, I would say that regarding your partnership, if you keep thinking of certain things, you keep searching for the someone to be your partner, and somehow the universe send you the right person to be your partner. It's amazing. So it's like you have to dare to dream of what you want. You have to dare to take action. So I would like to check with the audience tonight. Anyone here who is actually in the midst of thinking on how to grow your business, or to shift on something, but because of fear held you back? Is there anyone here? If so, just type yes at the message chat box. Because tonight we are going to smash away our fear so that we can be brave enough and to make that one decision that will change our life. Anyone here who is because of fear that held you back, and today we are going to take this chance to send it away. Okay.
Remember, I think the most important point is, if you have a business, you have an idea, you have a service, you better be talking about it every single moment. Because if I didn't share that idea to a delivery boy,
yes,
I wouldn't have found Malaysian partners. So that has always been, you are either a half glass full or empty, right? If you're half glass empty, I'm not gonna tell anyone. They're gonna take my idea away. But if it's the other way around, look, the world is huge. Google is huge. All I want to do is make a company that nobody has seen yet. You can easily copy, but you cannot copy effort and execution. So because I opened my mouth, because I said I was gonna make this company, they got attracted by that. And so if you have a service, if you are making products, if you are selling your time as a coach, you should be out there talking about it, because nobody else is going to do it better than you. So that's why even in my, in my own social media, you can't separate this, right? You like things, you're passionate about things. I know business is business, but if I don't talk about my stuff, then who's going to be better at talking about it than yourself? So be proud. Believe me, I was very shy at the beginning to sell my own product. I mean, to say I'm Anabelle from Microsoft is very easy because Microsoft was behind me. But when I said Anabelle from La Juiceria, huh? From what? The Chinese say La Jua, La Jua. No. Then the Malay call. Hello, La Juiceria, Cheria. No. It's La Juiceria. They couldn't even say it. Oh my God, did I just choose the wrong name? So the confidence is not exactly, 100% at the beginning. So don't worry if you are, hi, I'm a business coach. Hi, the more you say it, the more you repeat it, the more you say, this is my business, this is what I do. You have to do it again and again, because if you don't do this, nobody else will do it for you. And the law of attraction of the universe is when you say something, it brings it. If you don't say it and you just kind of write it in your little journal that I want to be an entrepreneur, no. Nobody knows that. Everyone needs to hear it from you. Hi, I'm Anabelle. I want to be an entrepreneur one day. Hi, I left Microsoft. I'm going to build a business one day. And when I met these two guys, so imagine two Chinese guys, didn't know who I was, worried that I would leave one day because I was a foreigner. I said, look, guys, I have a business idea, but I'm not Malaysian. And I want Malaysians to be with me. So how about let's do this? I can create a brand that will be a little bit like Starbucks. Then that gave them the imagination. So if you are going to describe your product and you are Anabelle with no office, no assets in your name, except that I am Anabelle who I left Microsoft, give them an imagination. I am about to build, a company that looks like this, or I am about to become a business coach, just like somebody like Tony Robbins. So say it, because nobody was sent to jail saying big things. It may not happen, but you won't be going to jail if you said, I'm going to be a multi-million, blah, blah, blah. I said it. The worst thing is they laugh at you, or they say, good luck. Or the last one would be, I'll come and support you. So say it. Don't be afraid. I think the biggest stopper in entrepreneurship or in women is the fear, because we want to be perfect. And the big difference of men and women, this one you have to remember. When I said I can create something like a Starbucks, I was 120% confident and ready. But when men, say they want to do something, even if they're 50% ready, they say it because that's their nature. They dare to say something, even though it's not. But us, we are super prepared before it. Everything is okay, everything all set. Then we go and say it because we want to be super prepared. So there are things to learn from men. Well, I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm saying I learned many things with working with men, and there are many traits that we need to pick up from them. And remember, we are the women. We are the one who give birth and go through transformation. We are the one with time management, and time is ticking. We are emotional. But if we learn some of the men traits, we are gonna be much better than them. They can't do the other way around. They can't give birth. They can't be, having that attachment to children. And that's why they climb the ladder, right? I'm a father now, but you continue. But for us, it's very difficult, and it's very different. So learn some traits from men. I don't say that they're wrong. I'm just saying they have good qualities. We got to learn some of it from them.
Yeah, because I'm working in a male-dominated environment. So usually I feel myself very small, and I have that kind of fear, which is like fear of rejection. Before I even meet one client, in my mind, I already keep thinking of the negative things that I might be rejected. So that's why sometimes I feel that I don't dare to go out there because I fear of the rejection. Is it because I'm not confident enough and I didn't practice on self-talk that I want to do this and this is what I want? So I
Yes.
think I'm going to practice from you on this. So every time I'm going to say it out, and immediately I think it becomes natural to myself, right, Annabelle?
Yes, do that, especially when you're in the car. You're driving to see the client, right? I'm getting you all lipstick all done. I am gonna do this. I am Annabelle. Hi, I'm Annabelle. I'm from La Juiceria. You practice, because the more you do it, the more believable you become. And again, just like presentation, the men are. I it's been male dominated thing this whole last 10 years for me. You just have to remember, you and him, you're just equal. We are the same.
Yes.
Hence, my voice is equally as loud as yours, if not better, because I planned everything. We're multitaskers, we plan everything. So put that confidence, and it's like a spark of fire, right? The moment you start the match, once the fire starts, it's like a wildfire. Your confidence builds. But if you don't start, the hard part is, like you didn't.
I didn't
You
start
you
the
you, you did one
fire.
time, then you gave up. But
Yeah,
if
gave up too soon.
ayo, again, once it's on, it won't come back. It won't come, the fire has spread. It won't come back anymore. So just get over that fear, and that is the one that keeps people from being entrepreneurs, keeps people from leaving their jobs, keeps people from leaving, let's say, relationships that doesn't work. So the other tip is, if you have fear, if you're unsure, think back. You got one life. One life. You don't do it now, you're gonna get old. You're gonna be in the deathbed, and you're gonna say, "Oh, fuck, I kept at that job for, I didn't leave that job. I didn't do it."
Yeah,
So
have to
that's
think
the
of the end in mind, right? Yeah, I would like to check with the audience here. Anyone here tonight who is brave enough to tell us your fear? Anyone would like to share?
Yeah, can I share?
Yes.
Me, Hayati.
Please
Oh, yeah.
spotlight.
Hi, hold on.
Hi.
Let me look for you. Is it Hayati?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Hi.
Please go ahead.
I'm impressed with with what Annabelle had thrown out everything from her tonight. I have a fear. I'm a home baker, which I also was like Annabelle, was with the corporate world for a few years. I was with a few multinational companies with the different bosses, and with European bosses and all that. So my last job was an event planner, right? I meet up people like Annabelle, set up everything. But as like one day I was before to bed, I was thinking, I'm so tired working for people. We get paid monthly, right? Annabelle, like you,
Yes.
good paid. We meet a lot of people. We enjoy that, but there is something missing inside of us, that what we want to do, right? As for myself, I like to cook. I love to cook, and I like to see people, friends, family enjoying to eat the food that I cook. Which now I'm doing so-called, it's almost like famous Amos cookies. But what I did was I did it on my own way, right? I produce my own flavor. So, but what the fears in me now is like, when people was keep asking me, "Hey, how come your like typical Malaysians, right?" As I don't know whether Annabelle noticed or not, typical Malaysians like normally, hiya, why so expensive? It's like the normal one. Other people can sell that this price cheap, I was like, oh my god, you want to eat something that really tasty, nice and good, and yet you don't want to spend on it. And at the first stage, I was so down, I was so frustrated. But I have my sister who keeps supporting me. Forget about them, you know. Um, just go for it. Don't stop. And I have a good friend of mine. He keeps telling me that, it's your work, it's your product. You
How
have to.
long have you been doing this?
I started about 3 years ago, yeah, but this I started fully on this last year.
Okay.
I have my own, yeah, full time. I have my own baking company and all that. But as for now, I'm doing all alone. I am the one who's doing the marketing. I am the one who's doing the baking. I am the one who's doing the packing and all that. And as I am a single parent of 7. Okay.
Wow. Super mom.
Ah,
You're super mom.
I am a single parent of 7. The younger one is 12 and 10. So I have to do everything. I have to, like now, kids are doing their classes from home. I have to look at them. I have to look at myself. I have to look at my business and all that.
Wow. Okay. So very good points. First, let me reassure you, I am exactly like you. I was the marketer. I went to Tamanton Market. I come home. I do have a helper, a Filipino helper who has been with me, in the last 10 years. She helped me start La Juiceria. So we would go to the market. I would be carrying the baby. She's washing the thing. I was the marketer. I was the juicing girl. I was the delivery girl.
I feel you.
Phone answering girl. I was the one making the video and posting it up.
Correct.
And this is how it all starts. And yet, I also want to reassure you, Annabelle from Microsoft had Microsoft friends, and they were paid well, because I'm sure they were paid like me. And yet, the answer was, someone will buy so expensive your juice,
Correct.
10 ringgit, back then. So the doubters will always be there, and that will bring you down, right? Because the
Correct.
first few clients you have, like, expensive, no. So like, rejection is part of it. But I wish back then I knew who Jack Ma was. I didn't know who he was. And his one statement is very important. If you have a product, you have a service, make sure you prepare that product and sell it to somebody not from your family, not your friend. These two is important, because the moment your friend, either they're faking it and telling you, you are good, Hayati, your cookie very good, because they don't want to bring you down. Then the opposite is, they love you so much, they don't want to see you fail. Hey, Hayati, just want to let you know, so expensive. No, who's gonna buy this? So when we listen to them, they see us as an Annabelle. That girl used to just walk up the Twin Towers. She didn't even drive a BMW, just like all of us. So they see you in a different light. But the moment you bring your product professional, if I want to be Starbucks, what are the elements of Starbucks I want to copy? I want to look professional. I want to have a logo. I want to have a website. I want copy as much as you can. This copying of successful models has been done again and again. So copy somebody who's up there on cookie, or in baking or in a restaurant, whatever it is that you're trying to do. Number 2, do not sell to friend. Sell to the stranger. If I transact and I bank in money and I receive the product, I never see Hayati as the ex-corporate blah, blah, blah. I just see it as, okay, this one's pretty good, you know. I'm the kind who wants to buy quality over quantity, you know, cheap price. If the customer says it's too expensive, it just means they are not the target customer.
Correct.
So we bring ourselves to believe that our service is cheap or is not worth it, then we will psychologically do things that way. But you got to do it the other way around. Wait a minute. I'm going to deliver value, branded, professional. So very simple. All the ladies here, we all like handbags. If I gave you a Louis Vuitton now, everyone like, wow. But if I gave you a brand that doesn't look like any brand, you're like, I wonder what's the next one. So branding successfully, marketing successfully is very, very important, because that sack of bag, by just putting the logo, you suddenly want to carry it. But when it was, it's the bag, you know, the refugees are all selling this bag. Yeah, like, don't want to carry it. Yeah, I buy it to support, but I won't carry it. So this is the psychology of marketing. And that's why marketing, after fear, marketing is the important thing. Market the hell out of what you do, because you are the best person. Pattern after someone successful, because whatever you're doing in some form or shape has been done by somebody before. So copy. There's no shame in copying. There's no shame in having a role model and going after that, because visualizing success is very important. Imagine if I met my partners and we're gonna make a juice, like, you know, no, I'm gonna make a brand that is gonna be almost like a Starbucks, except on the healthy line, and it's gonna be a totally different industry altogether. So they bought in. I just like, okay, looks like they wanna form the company. First week we met. So September 7, I delivered my baby. October 7, I was done with confinement. Mid-October, I met them. By November, we formed the company. So it was that fast. There is not a lot of time thinking, doubting, planning. Look, we want to do this. We want to do it fast. Let's test the theory and burn a few thousand ringgit now. So this is how, for me, I feel this is how I've been doing it. And in the last 8 years, this theory has worked again and again. So I wanted to share that with you guys.
It's amazing. I think this is also part of like how we want to brand ourselves. That means we have to think of the ultimate end, how to bring out the branding issues. It's like how to copy from the big brands. Is that what you mean?
Okay. Yes. I mean, just look, it's not, okay, the word is not exactly copy. It's to be inspired.
Inspired.
Correct. Inspired by them.
Be inspired by something. Sometimes it's being inspired by something not related. Let's say you're doing pouches, you know, wallets. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't follow, you know, the other brands that are in Europe that are branding well. It's don't limit yourself, because it's about creativity, right? So you look at all the other things that is creative, and then that will eventually inspire you. So if you're doing cookies and baking, don't just follow famous Amos. I mean, that one is an old school brand, right? Solid, but old school. But there's a new generation of people looking for new flavors, new packaging, eco-friendly. You know, there's so much
That's what I'm doing now, Annabelle. I have instead of only the one that famous Amos have in their range of flavors, I do it in my own way, my own flavor, so that I was thinking that not all ages can bite the sweetness of the famous Amos taste, right? So that is where I try and test myself. Okay, this is for this kind of range of age of people who don't like, who doesn't eat sweet that much, you see.
Okay,
So
let's
that's what
ask you.
becomes a
Are
free
you on
flavor.
Shopee, Lazada?
Not really.
You better be. Okay, so this is again the other formula of success. If it was Annabelle in 1999 trying to do this, I think I wouldn't be where I am today. Today, all of you are here with a big opportunity that we didn't have back then. You have the internet, you have social media, you have all these platforms for selling, which multiplies your possibility of success. And you have Grab Rider, Lala Move, courier companies. Now COVID became like boom, everyone is at home, wanting something. So don't limit yourself to what you know. You need to constantly be in this kind of group so that somebody drops something that you didn't think of. So find every way possible to be on Shopee, Lazada, because that is the universe of, maybe like for F&B, not really, but for anyone selling a product that can be shipped across, Sarawak and all these things, you've got a product that can be anywhere.
Correct.
So make sure, if you can't afford your own website, right? I can't do my own website. I can't boost my own, my own Instagram. It costs money. Think of other ways. There's
Yes.
super influencers, micro influencers. There's Shopee who will do the job for you eventually. Of course, they take a cut for that, but find ways. Don't limit ourselves to, hey, help me sell, help me sell. Yes, you're saying it, but how do I scale myself? So next thing about business is, after you've gotten off the launching pad, right? I've got a website, I've got an Instagram, I've got a series of pictures. Where should I sell?
Yeah.
Go out and find the
So-
others who may be an opportunity that you didn't look into yet.
Yeah, make good use of current technology, right? Well, we have a lot of questions on the chat
Oh,
floor.
please read it.
Yes, okay, so now we will move our session to Q&A, and I'll pass this session to Lily on this Q&A.
Hi. Okay, let me just spotlight myself.
There's so many questions floating in already.
Yeah, I was trying to jot them down so that we can
Yeah,
discuss them.
just now, Fiona have a question on partnership, is it?
Yes, okay, hold on. Yeah, let me just see. So, the first question was from Fiona from Hardwork Solution. So she's a virtual assistant. She has her own company, and so she said that being a sole prop and haven't found someone like-minded in my vision and company vision, I'm kind of worried. Should I go hunt for a business partner? I'm not sure it was her pondering or it was a question, but yes, that was what I thought.
So the answer is yes. If you want a partner, you need to go out there and say what you want, right? So it's like saying it to the universe. Hi, I own a business. I'm looking for a business partner. So that is the only way you will get it. So then it will, the right people will come and you eventually talk it out. So make sure you also don't find somebody like you, because it's exactly like you. They want to do your job, right? And then nobody else does the other. But first thing you got to do, go out there. Go out there and promote your thing. Hi, I'm Fiona. I own this business. I'm a virtual assistant. My business is getting this kind of revenue at this point. But if I found a partner, I think I can double it. Are you looking for entrepreneurship, a side hustle? So it may not be this guy, but this guy will know another guy, and then this other guy tells another guy. So that's how the universe works. So go out and say it.
Yes. Okay, and the next question is from Lynn. So Lynn Wong from Narusho. And she said, Hi, Annabelle. How do you overcome the mental block when approaching partners or retailers to buy your products in the beginning, as you were venturing into nutritional industry while your background was in software? What do you reckon?
Okay.
Read more on network kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. Good question. So when I was about to do this juice thing, I realized, okay, I had a double degree, but it's obviously not nutrition. So who's gonna buy from me, right? You don't need to be the nutritionist to sell something on the nutrition line, right? It's always about investment. It's always about leveraging. So I hired a nutritionist. I paid, back then I couldn't afford a full time. So you have a part time. Eventually, I could afford 4 of them at one go. So you don't have to do everything yourself. When you want to scale a business, it's an investment, right? Just like going to school. We send our children to school, doesn't mean they're going to turn out fantastic, but it's an investment, and we pray and hope it will work. When I hired the nutritionist, I'm also praying, I hope my business will grow, or else, I'm wasting my money on this person. So always leverage on the expertise of other people. So one example is, as we were growing our outlets, people like Grab, Uber, Food Panda came on board. Eventually they said, look, we're going to take a big cut of your share, but we can scale your business. So Anabelle tried out this thing. I also tried out having my own riders, and guess what? If you don't leverage on, just like what I was saying, leverage on Shopee, leverage on Lazada, leverage on the people who build up the website that is already shoppers. Instead of shopping mall, we have shoppers online. Where are they? Looking for dessert, right? So instead of me putting up a fleet, buying motorbike, having to insure my staff, then the staff like, where is this address? No. You know what? We focus on our expertise. We are good at operating food and beverage. Let them do the extra mile end to end. Customer complain, they answer. Customer call, they answer. But they take a share. Of course, they're a business. So it's about, I don't have to be a nutritionist to run a nutrition company. Just like you as a coach, maybe you started out as an employee in a corporate, you don't have to go through the whole thing. You just have to reassure yourself. And by the time you needed an expertise on, let's say, on the accounting part, on certain, you go and dig and resolve one matter at a time. Don't take on the whole thing. And today's time, you have so much access. All you need is one course, one click of a credit card. You go through an e-course, you go, okay, I'm a certified this. Back then, I couldn't even do that, right? So look at what is the leverage at that point in time. If you don't leverage internet, social media, whatever you have right now, the gig economy, you are not taking all the opportunities.
Thank you. Thanks, Anabelle. So, Lynn, I hope that answers your question. So it looks like the advice is leverage on other people's expertise, right? So we do have another one from Veronica. We had a chat with her earlier, Veronica from Dainty Co. So she said, how did you scale your business from a home business to such a big business? Did you self-fund or obtain financing?
So at the beginning, it's all self-funded.
Yeah.
Even until today, in a way, it is self-funded. But as you grow, when you become confident, when you become a brand, you don't go look for people. They come and look for you already. Hi, I want to buy a share into the company. Hi, I want to know how I can invest. So I kind of grew. Can you imagine? And this is the story that I wanted to say. Anabelle, 2 kids in my apartment with 1 juicer and a helper, making my juice, putting my brand, saying, this is going to be like a Starbucks one day. And here we are 8 years after. And it takes that it wasn't easy, but I had a supportive partner, and I said, look, honey, first round, I want to burn down 50,000. Second round, I'm going to burn down 100,000. That's all we could spare at that time. But as your profits grow, you're putting back the money to grow it, right? So it grow, grow, grow. And then eventually, some people came and said, we want to invest in your company and we want to buy some shares. So me being me, I like welcoming Malaysians. Come, 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 come. They like to buy my brand. Okay, come, 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 come. Let's do it together. So over time, the confidence, the more people wanting your brand to succeed, the better. So don't be always keeping everything to yourself. I always believe in the statement, do you want to be a small fish in a big pan or a big fish in a small pan? So here I am, I had an idea, but if I said, no, 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 this is my idea. No, 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 you cannot have share. Huh? Me, I have to have bigger share. You didn't think of this. You have to have smaller share. It wasn't like that. It was, look, guys, all I want is to create a brand like a Starbucks. Let's get there. So then everything else didn't matter. So if you have that spirit, I believe you will attract the right people. And when the right people come, you can eventually grow. So to answer the question, everything was self-financed all the way until today. And then luckily before the COVID, we did get some sort of financing from the bank, but that one is an overdraft, more of an emergency money. So the rest are all money from my pocket, money from my Microsoft days, money from, if I have this share, they had to equally bring out that share. So everything is self-funded. And I always wanted to share that because that gives courage to other people, that it all started from my home, my own savings, and nobody should ever stop you from saying that it can become something one day, because it can.
Thank you. Thanks, Annabelle. Veronica, I hope that answers your question. Actually, I would like to jump in with my question if I can. So, because I was thinking about this question when, we had a prior chat about partnership and you sharing your story, right? So, and how you made your decision so quickly, like 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks after you gave birth, and then you called that person and then you signed the agreement, right? So, yeah, the first question that came out in my mind is like, how do you know you can trust this person? Like, how did you know, was it like gut instinct? How do you know which partners to trust and work with? Because that's probably the reason why you managed to scale so fast as well. Yeah.
The answer is I don't know. Just like all entrepreneurs out there, when they reach a certain stage already, to be honest, they didn't know that they were going to get to that point. So it's always about right moment, the present, evaluate. Gut feel is also, I do believe that women have this, like, when we meet someone, I don't like her, I don't like him. But sometimes you give it a second go and you realize you didn't like that person because it's the same level as you, the same wavelength as you. So no right or wrong answer. And that's why I said it's about living without fear, right? What is the worst case scenario? Worst case, sorry, it's not working out. Let's return everybody's money, whatever is left behind, and we walk away. I walk away with a theory. I try to work with Malaysians. Looks like I can't work with Malaysians. Maybe I better do it alone. So that could have been the lesson. But instead, you gamble, like in the casino, you gamble. Okay, let's do it. And lo and behold, the delivery boy had a best friend. So the two guys came to see me. By the time they came to see me, I was already prepared. I had my juice, I had my sticker, I had my formula, everything complete. So they know I've got a vision, right? Quickly put the company together. 8 months after that, we had an online shop. We had a small office, a small central kitchen. So that was 8 months together. And then the demand was growing and it was time to invest further, meaning buy a machine from the US, which was 100,000 ringgit back then, and wanting to open a retail shop. Everyone's dream is to have a cafe or some kind of shop or kiosk or booth. So then the opportunity came and one of them said, look, I used to work for Tan Sri in Berjaya. One of his daughters is very interested and suitable. Would you like to speak to her? I said, sure, me being me, yeah, let's have a look. And so by being open, by not being so concerned about who gets what share, eventually they might buy me over. I said, look, all I want is to grow a brand. If she can help me grow it faster than on my own money, come, let's do it together. So 4 of us came together. So me, delivery boy's friend, and Crisias, Vincent Tan's daughter. So 4 of us come together. Come, let's open Mid Valley. I said, my dream is Mid Valley. Oh, don't worry. I just make a phone call. We can have a meeting with it. So me, Anabelle, with no shop, okay, let's go to the meeting. So preparing the car. Okay, hi, we've got, our online sales is very strong. We would love to have a store here at Mid Valley. Well, not only one, and I'm going to give you 2 locations. Oh, really? I'll take both. So I was too greedy back then. So never take 2 locations in one mall. Now, lesson learned. But I had so many lessons in the last 8 years. So those are the lessons that I learned from other people. I learned from people who gave their time to me. And hence, the reason why I'm here today is to kind of give back. Those who gave me time have done, their part. I'm now, after 8 years, okay, I think I got enough stuff to share. Here it is. And if you have questions, more than happy to kind of answer if I know the answer, at least from my experience.
Thank you, Annabelle. So what I got from it is like basically don't overthink it, and trust your instinct, and be bold. And if it doesn't work out, then just move on, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we do have a lot of questions actually. So hope we have some time to take them. Okay. So Rachel's one's I think a pretty quick one. So she said that Annabelle, you're so inspiring. Sorry if I missed earlier session. Did you start full time, or was it a side hustle?
Full time.
Yeah.
I don't believe in doing things halfway. Personal, just a personal thing. I always think that it's just like swimming. You are having 2 feet on 2 little boats, so you're floating along. But then if I push you and you are in the sea and you are gonna drown, there's no way but desperation and 100% effort. So it doesn't mean it won't be successful. I've seen other people have a career and have a side hustle. Amazing. To be honest, I'm very amazed. I think they're doing an awesome job. It's just that it's my personality. I want to be out there talking about my stuff. So I'm a marketing person, right? So I don't think there's right or wrong, but I just believe that my chances are higher if I had to swim for my life rather than, like floating along, and then you're like, one hand with the floater, right? So you're like, okay, I'm surviving. But if you left everything and I just gotta swim, then the acts of desperation, decision making, speed of decision will be very different.
That's true. Thank you, Annabelle. So another one is from Ellen, and she said, "Hey, Annabelle, very inspired by your story. Thank you for sharing. I was curious if you made any big mistakes in your journey. You shared some earlier, and what did you learn from that?"
Oh, a lot. Oh my God. I think entrepreneurs know that every single day is firefighting. New problems, new things every day. But in that journey, you make mistakes, right? So mistakes in hiring, mistakes in firing, mistakes in tenancy agreements, location, menu mistakes, pricing mistakes, a lot. I mean, if you talk about mistakes, I think it's going to last until the morning, but it's about overcoming and learning the lesson. I think if you realize that every entrepreneur went through a journey, Steve Jobs didn't get Apple straight away to where it was. Bill Gates went through hell before Microsoft became what it is. It's about that will to keep on going. So mistakes, yes, all kinds, and you need to learn from it and then overcome it. Because if you don't, you'll never grow. You keep doing the right things, then there's nothing challenging you at the back to improve further. You become comfortable. Oh, the money is coming in, the income is pretty good. The client said it's all okay. But it's when criticisms come and mistakes come where it sets the difference of somebody who is strong and able to move forward or just give up. So take mistakes really as I see it as a blessing, and I share this all the time with my marketing team and my operations team. If a customer complains about our food, take it as A, you must thank them for taking the time to letting us know. Number two, this is the only way we can get better. Imagine, which customer do you want? Do you prefer the customer who quietly didn't make a scene, but then never comes back? And then you're like, why are my sales going down? Why? You don't know. But there's another kind of customer, the kind who goes to social media and says, oh my God, they forgot the chicken. It's a chicken teriyaki. I mean, how stupid can they be? Dear customer, we're so sorry. You know, our staff are human. We make a lot of mistakes. Let us make it up to you. Can we deliver a replacement? Can we give you a voucher? So these are the mistakes that make us different from the rest. A typical Malaysian company, better delete that thing. You know, don't let them put the no. Address it head on. Every criticism and mistake is a clue to how you can be better. The worst customer is the one who doesn't say anything. After you buy, it wasn't yummy. I better not say. But excuse me, I think it's a little bit salty, you know. You should ask your other customers and see their opinion. Then you know something is happening. So always welcome criticism, because that is the only way you're going to go up.
Excellent. Thank you, Annabelle. Learning so much from you. Okay, so another one is from Dashin, and she said that she's from the skincare beauty industry, and she has her own brand. She's currently facing marketing issues as she's trying to figure out what is the best way to market skincare. She's tried influencers, ads, and she just get positive feedback from customers every time. So so that means her product is not the problem. But she said, I still cannot instantly win new customers' trust or get continuous engagement from my old or new customers with my product brand. So I think she's hoping to kind of get some ideas from you.
Okay, first thing, I think first, congratulations in trying this. It's a very competitive market, but it doesn't mean you can't make it. It only means you got to work harder than the rest, because if you find a niche in the market, meaning an empty space in the market, that is the way you can come in. It doesn't mean everyone has figured out everything in beauty. If Annabelle was Annabelle and said, oh my God, I'm a foreigner, the F&B scene in Malaysia is so competitive, you know, look at all the food, I don't even understand Malay, how am I going to do it? No, we are not a victim. We are here to say and challenge that there are people out there looking for something specific. It might be the natural way, it may be the packaging, it may be the refilling, it may be the way that you are, you know, the way that it was sourced. Don't stop with, I think my product is great, but I can't get returning customers. I think you need to kind of really drill down to the customers who are not friend. Remember, cannot be friend, cannot be family. These two are very important, because these two either make or break you. No. They are, you know, we love them, but they shouldn't determine the business. Take a normal customer. Hi, I would really love to, I'm trying to grow my business. I'd really love to understand how you used it or what improvements that, I'll send you a sample if, as a token of gratitude. So there are so many ways, and I hope you're on Lazada and Shopee. These are the other two things. Remember, to build your own site, to build your own Instagram, you are competing with the rest of the, L'Oreal and everyone who has marketing money, marketing staff. But what you have is you have Instagram, you have the internet, you've got Grab who can deliver immediately, you've got Postlaji, you've got all these kinds of support that used to only support people like Sephora and L'Oreal. But now, did you see that so many skincare companies have come out? Indie companies, small ones, different causes. Others is because of natural, others is organic, others is about they support because it's a Muslima type of product. The others follow because people follow for different reasons. So find your reason so that you can shout that one. Because if you are, oh hi, this is the worst thing, and I'm sharing this example so that you can understand what I'm trying to say. In F&B, the worst thing is to be a fusion restaurant. Hi, we're gonna all have dinner tonight. Everyone, come, let's go have dinner. What kind of dinner you want? I feel like Japanese. Yeah, Japanese. Come, let's go look at Rakusen. Nobody ever said, I feel like fusion, fusion. It's neither here or there. So for a restaurant, if you don't have your identity, they won't remember you. Oh, that one, you need to be known for one. Doesn't mean you don't serve fusion. I serve teriyaki grain bowl, which is Japanese. But before I did the Japanese, I made sure they remembered La Juiceria as a healthy brand. Oh, you want healthy? Come, you order there. Wow, they got nasi lemak. Okay, I order. It doesn't mean I don't do Malaysian food, but she says she want healthy. This is it. So the same as beauty product. You cannot be just, I want oil. Or just any oil. It has to be, I'm looking for something specific. What is that thing you are resolving for society, right? Is it because it's natural? Is it because what? It's the acne. There must be something that you are known for. Then the rest will follow. So be sure to market the loudest. It's just like they talk about elevator pitch, right? Back in corporate, if you had 1 minute in the elevator with this human being who's very important, and you were going to describe your business or your service, you better make sure you can say it by the time you press the elevator and go up, you already described your service. Because if you couldn't articulate it, nobody else can. So be clear. Oh, my skincare is natural, this and this. Say it again and find. And remember, you won't find it immediately. Sometimes it's a journey. I started out thinking it's this. I thought it was a detox market, but eventually we became superfoods. So it's a journey. Don't let one thing stop you, but you need to be very critical. Hi, customer. I would like to know. You purchased before. If you don't mind, I'm going to send you a survey because Malaysians are very shy. They don't want to tell you, hey, so not nice. I will send you a survey. And if you complete, of course, we have a small token of appreciation. I think that's one way to really nail down what is the real opinion and what can you tweak. Pricing, bottle, packaging, scent, smell, oiliness. There's so many factors.
Okay, thank you so much, Anabelle. So what I got from it is like basically be known for one thing. Yeah, make yourself identify what's that one thing that maybe what you're good at, and make sure everyone knows what is that one thing for your brand. Okay, I think we're kind of nearing the end of our session, but maybe Emily, why don't I bring up one question from the post that we had in our group where we asked the members, right? what questions did they have. So in case they're like tuning in for the recording, but I think one of it here, I was just looking through. Everybody is actually here, but Felicia's question maybe we can highlight. So it's I think it'll be the last question for the day. So what's the best investment in your business? Your suggestions on what to splurge versus save.
Oh, okay. I would definitely splurge on branding and marketing. And I say this because of my experience. Imagine I worked in Manila for HP, so Hewlett Packard, Nokia mobile phones. Then Malaysia, I worked for Microsoft. They had a product to sell. It may not be the best product, but they were out there marketing and branding it. And they had a marketing office. They had a marketing office in every country. And we would fly all to Singapore to meet each other, Malaysia, Indonesia, and then we would discuss about the strategies that we do. So think about it. At the time, Nokia was number one, HP was number one on printers, Microsoft is number one in software. These three companies were already at the top of the game. And yet, the biggest expense of the whole company to ensure in every country they had presence was a marketing office, because it's a never-ending cycle. You need to stay relevant. And the product is the same, it's the software. The product is the same, it's a printer. The product is the same, it's a phone. But if you don't evolve fast enough and be relevant, I think a Kodak can go away. A Nokia is gone. Giants can disappear. So that is why I feel if I were to splurge, just as how I started the business, can you imagine? Anabelle had, first thing I want branding. So I print stickers. Doesn't matter how much it's going to cost. And next, I want beautiful bottles. Didn't matter how much it was going to cost. After that, it was, guys, if we deliver the juice, it's 12 bottles. I want it in a beautiful bag. Huh? Bag? Cooler bag? You know how much is cooler bag? Don't worry. Let me go and find. So it didn't matter that the margins were not going to be there. It mattered to me that people were going to be so confident and proud that they received this set of juice, and they were Instagramming it everywhere. Facebook. At that time, no Instagram, Facebook. And then the brand just grew. So sometimes the opposite of a typical Malaysian is marketing is last. The important is operation, rental, blah, blah, blah. But that one is working without a vision. You need to help that customer visualize and be proud of what they bought from you. So that's why that is what I would splurge on if I could afford it. At that time, the bag was, whatever I could afford. And I remember our first splurge, like huge amount, was the PET bottles, PET, with our, it's a proprietary bottle that I said, look, I can't accept just any bottle. I don't know. It looks like a shampoo bottle. No. I want this type of bottle. So the minimum order is 20,000 pieces. Huh? My kitchen couldn't fit 20,000. Never mind. I'll order it. And when they sent the 20,000, that was the reality. Game on, guys. This 20,000 bottles is not going to disappear unless I sell it off. So we flooded the staircase of the shop lot with our stocks until the illegal floors that are not ours. And that is when you know that you got to move forward. So these were our initial splurges, and it went a long, long way. So I truly believe that if people don't feel confident about your product and services, they will drop off. And the confidence has to build over time. So branding and marketing is the one that sets you apart. A nasi lemak is a nasi lemak. The street guy is going to sell it for $3. No way I'm going to sell $3. It won't pay for my rental and for my staff. I'm selling a nasi lemak at 20 plus ringgit. You can't tell me that I can't sell 20 plus ringgit. If you don't have the money, you go eat in the mama. You've got money, you can come into Superfood or order Grab, right? So you got to think that there is a group of people who will buy this, and I got to go find where they are. They're on Grab Food. They're on what? They're on Malaysian Airlines. They're on. Collaborate with them. Where is your target market? Collaborate with that someone who has your target market. Even if it meant giving free item on the birthday, let me, okay, I will send them, but you must send it out, okay? You email your database, okay, no problem. So it's an investment, right? That's a splurge. You giving out your free product is a splurge, but it's getting into the right hands. So this might be a customer who will post about it, a customer who will be a returning customer. So don't always limit to where you are, and have this kind of group. I do think that having a group and asking, because you won't have all the questions today. Believe me, you'll have tons of questions over time. So as you grow your business, have a group like this that you can immediately put on Facebook. Hi, I'm stuck. How do I do this? How do I apply permit? How do you do your accounting? How do you do your HR services? These are always the questions as you grow. You may not know what to ask now. I didn't know what to ask back then, but as you kept moving forward, you start to ask questions, and don't be limited to the Facebook, because the Facebook group is just that. There are so many people out there doing other businesses that are so amazing, and they don't go out to speak about it, but they're good. So go and take their time. Go and, can I buy you coffee? I just want to ask you something about, about how to open retail. Come lah, I treat you to coffee, okay? And I've had many of these invitations before. And believe me, these were the people who eventually made it, because they saw me at the, BFM event, you're talking. Annabelle, can I get your card? Can I get your card? So out of 100 people who take your card, 5 will contact you. Out of the 5, 1 will really, sorry, I'm busy. It's okay. Another week, hi Annabelle, can I have lunch with you, or even coffee? I'll meet you anywhere that you want, any of your outlet, even your office. Wow, this one really quite aggressive. Okay, come, we meet here. So it's about saying what you want. Eventually, one of them will give you the time. So if you don't say it, nobody knows. So that is the worst scenario. So don't fear. Just do it. Just try it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Annabelle. I think we wish we would have more time to to really ask you even more questions. In fact, we're so lucky to have you here to give us your time to actually answer these questions, right? So I think I will wrap up the session for the Q&A session. Maybe we look forward to seeing more questions in the group, and maybe Annabelle, when you're free, perhaps you can put a comment here and there. But I'm going to pass it back to Emily to wrap up the session.
Thank you, Annabelle. Wow, all these information are not textbook information. What I get from tonight's session, number 1, you must prepare your elevator pitch. Once we prepare our elevator pitch, that means like we are practicing every day how to communicate, how to introduce ourselves within that 1 minute. So be prepared, and you might not know when you meet the right person. So that's the confidence we can gain by keep practicing on it. Number 2, be fearless, because after all, we are just dealing with people. And number 3, make good use of the technology. Don't wait, don't just take action and be relevant. We must keep changing and move according to the society needs. And finally, game on.
Yeah.
Game on.
Stay in touch. I'm usually on Instagram, Annabelle ANABELLE_co. I usually share a lot of stories of interest, or quotes, or people I follow. I think I'm a very visual person. So marketing are very visual people. And I find that it's very interesting because you get inspired, you get ideas. So if, sometimes when you want to be someone, so you're a skincare, you want to be who, you're a personalized, pouches and stuff. I'm sure in the US, in Europe, there are leaders. Follow them, get ideas, and I continue to share on Instagram because I feel that it's it's the kind of release of energy, right? I can't have this type of session every day, but I could continue to communicate on Instagram to just share the things that go behind the scenes. And again, you will eventually discover, no matter who you follow. So I'm 45. I look up to J Lo. I hope to be, when I'm 52, I'm gonna look like that. But you follow, and then you discover she's just a mom. She's also the same. Of course, she's fabulous, but they do the same things. She's human. We're human. If she can do it, I'm gonna do it too. So
Yes, we are going to do it anyway. And also we have a special promo code given by Anabelle for us tonight, and she's treating us with a 15% discount code, specifically created for tonight's event. And the code is Wonder Woman 15. And Lily have already typed in the message box. You can actually order from the website and get this 15% off. And this Wonder Woman 15 is just for tonight's deal. And yes, I always follow.
That one's running all throughout August. So you can use it on our website, which is a direct purchase from us. It's not Grab. Grab has another promo, Signatures. It's running now. But on our own website, we do have a site where Hawker Hall, La Juiceria Superfoods, and Super Saigon all housed together. So you can use it in any brand.
Yeah. And yes, I also keep in touch with Anabelle, follow Instagram. Every morning, I'll just look at her photos and it inspires me. And for those who are actually interested to join our Female Founders Group, you can also connect with us at our Facebook, and you can check our link in this message box. And once again, I would like to thank every one of you for joining us this networking session. And thank you so much, Anabelle, for sharing all your valuable experience with us. We are truly grateful to connect with you. And thank you, Lily, for managing all the communications with audience. Last but not least, for everyone here, remember to thank yourself as well, because you have really spared this moment to do the networking with us. And I hope that everyone here has found your aha moment and gear up, game on, and to grow your business. And with that, I'll sign off as the host for tonight. And I love everyone here. Wish you all well and good night.
Good
Oh
night,
yeah,
everyone.
yeah. And let's take a group photo before we leave.
Yeah, group picture. Come. Make sure we look all
Come on.
good, huh?
Yeah. We didn't dress up for nothing.
She got eyeshadow, Okay.
Oh, so funny.
Count down, come on.
1, 2, 3. Nice. Let me do a QC. Yeah.
Important.
Looks
Send it
good.
over.
Let's take a few shots.
Yes. Can I'll take one more just to be safe. You know us lah, right?
Yeah, just in case I don't look good there. Okay, come on.
All right. Okay, another one. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. Thank you,
Okay,
everyone.
good night,
Thank you so
everybody.
much.
Bye.
Good night,
Good
everybody.
night.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Good
night.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
See you. Okay. Woohoo. Let me stop the recording first.